Imagine this: a massive, powerful silverback gorilla with rippling muscles and an unwavering presence faces off against a creature that could shatter mountains with a single roar, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. These two beasts, from vastly different eras, are about to clash in an all-out battle for survival. But what if this battle could actually happen? Who would come out on top in a fight between a 500-pound gorilla and a 9-ton dinosaur? This isn't just a hypothetical who-would-win scenario. It's a question that taps into the deepest parts of our imagination. What would happen if these two giants of the animal kingdom went head-to-head? Can a gorilla, known for its strength and intelligence, take down one of the most fearsome predators to ever walk the earth? Or would the T-Rex's raw power and relentless aggression overwhelm the silverback? In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know to answer that question. From the physical attributes of these two creatures to how their fighting styles might clash, we'll compare everything from strength to strategy and see if the impossible could actually be possible. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly who would win in this epic battle of beasts. Let's take a closer look at the two contenders in this epic showdown. First up, we have the silverback gorilla. A gorilla's strength is nothing short of legendary. Weighing in at around 400 to 500 pounds, a silverback can lift nearly 10 times its body weight. Its arms are built for power, capable of swinging from tree to tree with ease or delivering devastating punches in combat. Despite its size, it's remarkably fast and agile, able to climb trees and navigate dense forests like no other. What sets the gorilla apart, though, is its intelligence. Gorillas are known to use tools, communicate with each other using complex gestures, and have a remarkable memory. Their ability to adapt to different situations could give them a serious advantage in battle. Now, let's talk about the T-Rex. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, one of the most fearsome creatures to ever exist, is a true giant of the prehistoric world. Standing up to 40 feet long and weighing as much as 9 tons, this massive dinosaur was built for sheer strength and power. Its jaws were capable of exerting an unimaginable force, with teeth designed to tear through flesh and bone like a hot knife through butter. The T-Rex was a top predator, using its size, strength, and speed to dominate its environment. However, despite all its might, the T-Rex had some significant limitations. Its tiny arms, nearly useless for combat, were a weakness that many experts believe could have hindered its ability to fight or capture prey effectively. Still, its immense bite force and speed would certainly make it a deadly opponent. Both creatures are impressive in their own right, but how would they fare against each other in an actual fight? The silverback gorilla has agility, intelligence, and strength on its side, while the T-Rex brings sheer power and the deadly force of its bite. It's time to see how these two would measure up in the ultimate battle. Now, let's set the stage for this epic battle. Where would this fight take place? The environment plays a huge role in determining how each fighter would perform. If this battle were to take place in a dense jungle, the silverback gorilla would likely have the upper hand. Gorillas are natural inhabitants of forests, where they use the trees to their advantage. With their incredible climbing skills, the gorilla could easily take to the treetops, staying out of the reach of the T-Rex. The T-Rex, despite its size and power, wasn't exactly built for maneuvering through dense vegetation. Its large body and short arms would make it hard to navigate the tight spaces of a jungle, especially if the gorilla used the environment to its advantage, ducking behind trees, leaping from branches, or even outsmarting the T-Rex by staying hidden and waiting for the right moment to strike. But what if this fight happened in open terrain, with no trees for cover? In this scenario, the T-Rex would have a much clearer advantage. Its sheer size and speed would allow it to cover ground quickly and deliver devastating blows. The gorilla, despite its speed, wouldn't be able to hide or take advantage of its environment. The T-Rex could charge at the gorilla with incredible force, using its powerful jaws to potentially end the fight in one strike. The gorilla would need to rely on its speed and agility to dodge, but with nowhere to hide, it would be a much tougher fight. Ultimately, the environment would play a pivotal role in determining who has the advantage. A jungle setting gives the gorilla a chance to outsmart the T-Rex, while open terrain gives the T-Rex the chance to unleash its full power. The battle would hinge on where the fight takes place, and whether the gorilla could use the environment to its advantage before the T-Rex gets in close range. When it comes to a battle between the silverback gorilla and the T-Rex, one of the most interesting factors to consider is the balance between strength and intelligence. The T-Rex, with its immense size and raw power, would likely rely on its physical might to win the fight. Its muscles are designed for one thing: crushing and tearing. With a bite force that could easily shatter bone, the T-Rex would make short work of most opponents if it could land a hit. The problem is, its strength is all about brute force. If it can catch its prey, it can deliver a fatal blow. However, the T-Rex's fighting style is relatively straightforward, using its strength and powerful bite to overpower its target. This approach may be effective against most prey, but against the more agile and intelligent gorilla, the T-Rex's predictable strategy might not be enough. On the other hand, the gorilla brings something different to the table: intelligence. Unlike the T-Rex, the gorilla isn't just relying on muscle and power. It has the ability to think on its feet. Gorillas are known for their ability to problem solve, use tools, and adapt to changing situations. This would be a significant advantage in a fight. The gorilla's agility and strategic thinking could allow it to dodge the T-Rex's deadly attacks, waiting for the right moment to strike. Instead of rushing into a head-on confrontation, the gorilla might use its surroundings, its speed, and its smarts to outmaneuver the T-Rex. By keeping a safe distance and picking its spots, the gorilla could potentially wear the T-Rex down or find a way to exploit its weaknesses. While the T-Rex's strength could certainly be overwhelming, the gorilla's intelligence gives it a fighting chance to outthink its opponent. It's not just about who is stronger, it's about how each fighter uses their unique abilities to their advantage. Would the brute force of the T-Rex be too much for the silverback? Or could the gorilla outsmart the dinosaur and find a way to turn the tide? Picture this moment. The T-Rex charges forward, its massive jaws snapping open, ready to tear into its opponent. The gorilla, sensing the incoming danger, darts to the side with incredible speed, narrowly avoiding the jaws of death. In this fight, the T-Rex's strength and power are its primary weapons. If it lands a hit, it could easily crush or maim the gorilla with one bite. But the gorilla isn't just relying on brute force. It's using its agility to stay one step ahead. The gorilla knows that it cannot take the T-Rex head-on in a direct fight. Its only chance is to outmaneuver the dinosaur and use its environment to its advantage. As the T-Rex charges again, the gorilla climbs up a nearby tree, easily avoiding the ground-shaking impact of the T-Rex's charge. From its perch, the gorilla watches the dinosaur carefully, analyzing its movements. The T-Rex, however, struggles to catch up. Its massive body isn't built for speed or agility, and its short arms make it difficult to swipe at the gorilla, even when it's within striking range. While the T-Rex is trying to figure out how to get to the gorilla, the silverback uses its intelligence to make split-second decisions. Perhaps it climbs higher into the trees or jumps from one branch to another, trying to get closer to the T-Rex's vulnerable areas. The gorilla might even attempt to land a powerful punch or strike to the T-Rex's eyes, a weak spot that could momentarily blind or disorient the predator. But the T-Rex isn't helpless. It's still a fearsome opponent, and if the gorilla gets too close, the T-Rex could use its massive jaws to land a crushing blow. The gorilla knows it can't afford to make mistakes. It has to keep its distance and avoid those deadly teeth. This back and forth would be a game of cat and mouse, with each side trying to outlast and outsmart the other. Would the T-Rex's relentless attacks overpower the gorilla, or could the silverback's speed and intelligence be enough to turn the tide of this epic showdown? The outcome is still up for grabs. As the fight wears on, endurance becomes a critical factor in determining who will emerge victorious. The T-Rex, despite its overwhelming power, is a creature built for short bursts of intense action. Its immense size and strength require a lot of energy, and if it doesn't end the fight quickly, it might struggle to maintain that level of aggression. The T-Rex could charge at the gorilla with force, but if it misses or fails to land a decisive blow, it could tire itself out. The large dinosaur would eventually start to slow down, and its ability to keep up the pressure would diminish. In an extended battle, the T-Rex could find itself becoming exhausted, its movements slower, its attacks less coordinated. On the other hand, the gorilla's endurance could be its saving grace. Gorillas are known for their stamina and ability to maintain energy over long periods. Unlike the T-Rex, which has to rely on overwhelming force, the gorilla can pace itself, using its agility to avoid attacks and conserve energy. The gorilla's natural behavior involves climbing, foraging, and moving through dense forests for hours at a time, which means it's built for endurance. While it may not have the same raw power as the T-Rex, it can keep moving, dodging, and striking when the opportunity arises, slowly wearing down its opponent. If the T-Rex's energy starts to fade, the gorilla would have the chance to take advantage of its opponent's weakness. The Silverback could outlast the T-Rex by avoiding those powerful bites and waiting for the perfect moment to land a decisive strike. The battle could then shift, with the gorilla using its stamina to gain the upper hand, capitalizing on the T-Rex's dwindling strength. In this war of attrition, the gorilla's ability to endure might be the key to turning the tide in its favor. Would the T-Rex's sheer power be enough to overpower the gorilla before it tires out? Or could the gorilla's endurance and tactics outlast the mighty predator? The longer the fight goes on, the more crucial endurance becomes in deciding who will win this epic battle. So, after breaking down all the factors, the physical attributes, the intelligence, the strategies, and the endurance, it's time to answer the ultimate question: who would win in this epic battle between a silverback gorilla and a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Let's think about it. The T-Rex brings raw power to the fight. Its size, strength, and deadly bite are absolutely terrifying. If it can land a solid hit, it could potentially end the fight in one go. But the problem is, the T-Rex isn't the most agile fighter. Its short arms and lack of speed on land make it difficult to keep up with an opponent like the gorilla. The gorilla's intelligence gives it an advantage in outsmarting the T-Rex, using its agility and strategic thinking to avoid the T-Rex's crushing attacks. When it comes to endurance, the gorilla's stamina could give it an edge over the T-Rex. The longer the fight drags on, the more the T-Rex would tire, while the gorilla can keep moving, dodging, and striking when necessary. The gorilla doesn't need to rely on overwhelming strength, it just needs to outlast the dinosaur. The T-Rex, though powerful, might find itself running out of energy, while the gorilla could capitalize on its superior endurance and intelligence. So, who would win? It's a tough call. The T-Rex certainly has the advantage in terms of size and strength, but the gorilla's agility, intelligence, and endurance might just be enough to overcome that raw power. While the T-Rex could potentially end the fight quickly with one fatal strike, the gorilla's ability to avoid and outlast the T-Rex could turn the battle in its favor. What do you think? Could the silverback gorilla outsmart the mighty T-Rex, or would the dinosaur's power prove too much for the gorilla to handle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic showdowns like this one. And there you have it. After analyzing everything from strength to strategy, the question remains: who would win in a fight between a silverback gorilla and a T-Rex? The outcome might not be as clear-cut as we thought, but it sure sparks the imagination. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think the silverback's agility, intelligence, and endurance would outlast the raw power of the T-Rex? Or do you believe the dinosaur's sheer force would dominate the battle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. And hey, if you enjoyed this epic battle and want to see more what-if scenarios, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more where this came from. Next time, we might dive into whether a cheetah could outrun a velociraptor, or if a lion could outfight a saber-toothed tiger. Who knows what we'll explore next? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video for more wild battles and unbelievable facts.